You old fucking yellow tooth skinny motherfucker. Are you kidding me? I'm scorned by you?
But I have a late breaking announcement. I have the most vivacious, beautiful woman on earth on the show here, Miss Holly, and I want to welcome you. And
Hey,
thank you for joining us. And I believe you probably have some information and an update on some dude down south of the Philippines. He hides behind palm fronds in Hawaii. He sits in a chair. I've heard all kinds of things about this dude, Miss Holly. Can you help us out with what you have to say today there, young lady?
He's been hiding behind a tree for a while now. I don't know what's going on with him. I did that interview with Dave, and then he's like kind of ran away. I haven't seen him.
You haven't seen him?
No.
No? Did he go underground?
I called him out. No, he's behind a tree somewhere. I'm sure one of you guys over there find him. He's the weird guy with the hat and glasses.
Yeah.
Selfie stick behind a fucking palm tree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the oxygenarian, right?
Yeah, that's what he calls himself, right? Or oxygenarian.
Yeah.
You can't handle the truth. That guy.
Yeah.
As you guys remember, there was a little bit of a situation between the Sentai 7 crew and the Hawaiian chair, and there's one thing that he was very concerned of and very nervous about, and that's when the Sentai 7 crew announced that they will do an interview with Nika. And when he heard of that the first time, he absolutely lost it, and also tried to harass people not to continue to do the interview, not to do the interview with Nika. Can you explain to us, Holly, since you are here today with us, why do you think is he so nervous about it? Because I believe he took a hiatus because of that, because the pressure just got too big.
Well, he took a hiatus because he didn't want anybody else to find out what was really going on. That's why. Because Chixie went on her show and she did a live cam and said that she was going to go out and she was going to talk to Nika and she was going to help her, woman to woman, help her talk about what happened with her and Frank and all this other stuff. And as soon as he heard that, he flipped out. He was like, Nika is a liar, and Holly, she's a jealous woman, and she's lying because she wants me, because he's so hot. And then she's going to say this and that and all this other stuff, and she's got, she's psycho. And then he had his girlfriend on there saying that, Gilda was with me and she knows everything, and Gilda wasn't with him the day that Frank was over there with Nika by himself. He mentioned the day that they were laying down and are talking, and Nika said to him, I love you, and all this stuff, and Gilda was not there that day, and that's the day that Nika was talking about. So when he came on with Gilda, to do that, I'm so pissed off, and this is my witness. She's been there with me through everything. Yeah. As soon as he heard Chixie was going out to talk to Nika directly, that was it. He was all like, oh, shit. So, he ran away.
What was it that triggered your anger?
That vlog that he did with Gilda, calling me a scorned woman and calling... it was just everything. He had put out a bunch of vlogs about me, and I just let it go. I didn't comment on them. I didn't say anything about them. It was just progressing over like over like a month. Kept mentioning me in the vlogs.
You know, Holly,
finally,
Holly, I've seen those vlogs, and they were disgusting. They were nasty, and that is no way any man should treat a woman. I just want to get that out there.
Yeah, he's not a man. See, he has no respect for women. You know, the way he talks, he calls me she's got her panties in a wad. It's freaking broad, and, he has no respect for women. So when he was contacting me on my phone, and I remember when he said that she sent me this 4 texts in a row, my phone was going beep, beep, beep. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
When he did that vlog, remember he was discussing how he keeps talking about the freaking voicemail. Now it's gone from the voicemail to we were posting secret recordings of his conversations. Where the hell did that come from? That I paid his ex-girlfriend to go record him in his hotel room and all this stuff. Oh, and he also said that I called immigration to try to mess with his immigration so he couldn't get into the Philippines. I mean, the guy is like, he's got issues. He's paranoid, first of all, or he's an idiot, because I didn't do any of those things. Why? I don't have time for that stuff. Why would I? I don't care where the hell. If he's going to the Philippines, and I'm in Florida, I'm in the States. If he has plans to go to the Philippines, good fucking riddance. Goodbye. Why would I mess with that?
I have no idea, man.
He said I paid his ex Joy to go into his hotel room and secretly record him. By the way, she did go into his hotel room and she did secretly record him because he was lying about her, because he didn't want me to help her anymore and her family, because, he was pissed off that she dumped him. And she sent me those recordings, and I have them. I don't use them. I never aired them. You know what I mean?
You can send them to me, and then I will just tell our audience that I found them somewhere in the street, and has nothing to do with you. And accidentally, I will just press that live button here, and then we will listen to it.
You know what? The only reason why, first of all, I didn't do it because he talks really, really badly about Nika in those recordings, and he says things about her that are disgusting. Such as just basically that she assaulted him.
How?
Like sexually assaulted him.
Can you go into details?
A woman in a wheelchair that is paralyzed on her left side, she only has use of one arm, assaulted him.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, are we going to put that in the World Book of Records? A disabled woman in a wheelchair assaulted this piece of shit, garbage?
Yeah.
Man, that's a first for Riff Raff Radio, folks. There you go. I mean, anything can happen.
That's a summary of the voice recording, and the rest of it, no. I'm gonna keep it to myself because Nika's my friend, and I'm not doing that to her. And it's a bunch of bullshit, and he will twist it around. And he's done enough damage to her. So, I mean, Aloe knows. She was terrified when she found out he was going back to the Philippines. And the only thing I can think of that made him say I was doing something about his immigration status was she was going to call the Filipino authorities, police, to report him.
Well, there are many people listening to this right now, and the chances are getting bigger that somebody out there might just do that. Just, report this to the authorities, to the Bureau of Immigration in Intramuros, for instance, or to the local police, the Philippine National Police, for instance. And when you attach these kind of harassment through emails and voicemails, then there is a case. Frank, I would be very, 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 very careful what you are doing, and think about your next steps, because you are not in a strong position. I tell you that. I know that you think that you are a know-it-all and you are a psychotic POS, but I tell you this, we got a very, very strong case here. Please continue, Holly.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, during that time, I don't know why he brought all this stuff back up again. I mean, I thought he was gone for a year. He kept me out of his mouth for a year, and I was happy with that. And then he started with this bullshit again. But the real thing I said to him was, well, he was blowing up my phone, like I told you before, Aloe, to the point where Aloe said, "Do you have any of those voicemails?" Because I was describing them, and I was like, actually, yeah. So I played one live on air, and he was just like screaming at me, and I don't remember what he said, but he was screaming and yelling for so long that my voicemail actually cut him off.
Oh my God.
And so when he would call me, I wouldn't answer my phone. I blocked him on my phone, and he would still call me. So what ended up happening was I was sick of it. I was so sick of the phone calls that I sent him a text message. And what I said to him was, I would love to be a fly on the wall when you try to get through immigration in the Philippines. I hope you fucking get what's coming to you. Mm-hmm. That is what I said. And from that comment, she went as far as to call immigration to try to have my immigration status messed with. So I couldn't get into the Philippines, he said. What kind of evil? He goes, you know what she is? Scorned woman. He says, nothing like a woman scorned. And I listened to him say that and was like, scorned woman? By you? You old fucking yellow, too skinny motherfucker. Are you kidding me? I'm scorned by you? I said, no. So that's where it's like he gets a little morsel of information, and he does this like loop in his head, and he just like adds more information to it. It's like he sits in his house and he thinks, and like when you overthink something about work or whatever, things that are important. Well, that comment really wasn't a big deal. Obviously, it was for him. So what does that tell you? He must have been pretty worried about getting in through immigration, and I wonder why.
I would like to ask you, Holly, what is going on right now, just recently? Because I believe you have constant communication with Nika. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? And if there is still a problem with this guy?
No, he's left her alone. I think all of the stuff from YouTube and stuff has really helped her. The only problem she has now is that she used to go to the mall by herself. And she won't go to the mall by herself anymore. She's too scared she's going to run into him. So, I mean, just that alone really, really pisses me off, because she doesn't have a lot of freedom anyways. So the fact now that, she was going to the mall by herself, and now she doesn't want to because she doesn't want to have to bump into him on the street that's how badly he affected her.
So this guy has caused psychological damage to her?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And have you talked to Nika, like today or yesterday or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm trying to get her on right now. I'm trying to get her onto the panel.
Oh, okay.
I just found my. She downloaded Hangouts yesterday.
Okay, let's work on that, and let's see if we can do this. I'm a little bit shocked about that, because here is a woman, a Filipina, who lives in Cebu, in her own country, and she is afraid, as you just described to us. She is afraid to go to the mall because she fears to run into him. And what do you think would happen if she would see him somewhere? Do you think, based on your experience, long experience with him, that he might lose it, that he might come close, and he would raise his voice and point his finger at her, and really get close, and what did you do, and you're a liar, and so on and so forth? Because I have seen that vlog where his boyfriend Gildo actually supported him and said Nika is flirtatious, and really it was Nika who took the initiative, and it was not Frank who did that. Tell us, how do you see all of this?
Well, I see it as like Gilda said it herself when she did that vlog with Frank. She's like, I thought something was up, like something wasn't right. So she went through his phone. You know what I mean? So she had an idea, like something's going on, because he's, obviously she wasn't with Nika, so she must have thought he was acting kind of weird. So she went through his phone to see what was going on, and she wanted to know why they were communicating so much. And even after, this is after everything, and this is after threatening him, stay away, stay away. He was still communicating with her. But the thing is, well, you think he would get into her, do I think he would get into her face and confront her on the street? Yes, definitely. He's unpredictable, and he's angry, and he has issues with every person he runs into. I mean, I am not a really hard person to get along with. The only thing that I told him, the only reason why he freaked out on me and got pissed off at me was because he kept wanting me to send him that money that I had raised.
Of course he did.
And I told him no. And I told him no, I was sending it directly to her. And he got pissed. It was like he wanted to be in control. And you know what? He didn't have control over me, and he didn't like that. He was like, "Excuse me?" And he keeps saying it. She stole my fund. Well, I didn't steal anything. I was working with Nika to raise money for her and her family and her ramp. It wasn't like my anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hijack anything. I mean, he was the one who kept introducing me to these women that he was meeting online, And he was like, can you help this one? And can you help that one? Well, when Joy did, the whole thing with Joy was when they ended up breaking up, whatever. I don't know what exactly happened between them. But he called me and he told me a bunch of lies about her and didn't want me to help her family anymore.
Holly,
but the thing that was messed.
Holly, it sounds like he was trying to use you as a filter.
Yeah.
He introduced you to the women. You get the money. He sends the money.
Yeah.
You send the money to him, and his hands are clean. And when everybody is yelling, "Where's the money?" Guess who they're pointing at, Holly? They'll be pointing at you.
Yeah.
That's one of the oldest tricks in the book. And that's the kind of shit that pisses me off.
Well, I never sent him any money directly. I sent it to Joy, or I sent it to Nika.
Great.
But the thing is that, he still felt like he was in control because he was trying to manipulate me. Like, if he was fighting with Joy, he would tell Joy, you better watch it, or I'm going to tell Holly A, B, and C, and you're not going to get any more money. So she just started messaging me directly. And I was like, no. I said, I'm friends with you, so that doesn't have anything to do with Frank. Now, take him out of the equation. He can't threaten you that I'm not going to send you any more money. I said, who is he to threaten you that I'm not a puppet, you know what I mean? He doesn't direct me. I have my own mind, and I'll do what I want. And as soon as I started letting him know that that was the way it was going to be, he didn't like that. You know? I mean, if it was up to him, I'd probably be sending Gilda or her family or, you know, her poor, or her mother, you know, money wherever she lives. So that's another thing. He's very, he's not a nice person.